feel like on top of the world, like having having a little schedule of having doing legs one day, doing upper body, like just kind of just giving it a little bit each day. Like I need that for myself.
Yeah. Your spirit doesn't feel right if you don't get that workout in.
No, I feel gross.
Yeah, you don't feel good. Do you ever find it hard to take a day off? To take a rest day?
I do, and lately I've noticed Wednesday is just a day where I really want to go hard, but I know Wednesday is going to be my rest day because I go really hard Monday, Tuesday. I need to take that little rest day, even though it's so hard because I really want to lift weights, but I know I just need to do it.
It's really hard. It's really hard to take a rest day. A lot of times our body says, keep going and work out 7 days a week, but what science tells us that we do in fact need a rest day. You got to let the muscles recover, even though your body's kind of feeling like, because you know what, working out, it makes us feel good. It's something, if it's something that you really enjoy and if it's something that makes you feel good, it's kind of like, okay, then why would I take a rest day? It's like a high, right?
No, it's like
and it releases good chemicals inside of your body, so that's why it's tempting to work out 7 days a week. So just because you feel like you should or feel like you can work out 7 days a week doesn't always mean that we should, right? And that can lead to overtraining and injuries and dysfunction and wear and tear on the tissues and connective tissue, tendons, ligaments, and things like that. So have you had any injuries or anything since you started working out?
I think.
What kind of injuries have you?
I think since I started learning how to squat, I just always want to do legs. I want to do legs all the time.
How many days a week? A lot of people do that. They overtrain on legs a lot, and a lot of men don't usually overtrain on legs.
Do you know you're supposed to work out your lower body too?
Men skip legs most of the time.
Yeah.
Seriously? Man.
And a lot of times...
Brigade, homie. 405 Brigade, homie.
It's even better than I hoped.
When a lot of times when men train legs, they do it half-assed. They don't train hard. As far as doing legs, how many days a week? Before you learned about, how many days a week did you try to do it in the past?
Honestly, between 3 to 4, and that is just so insane. Like thinking about it now, I'm giving them no time to recover. Like obviously my legs aren't growing. I'm not seeing changes because I keep doing them.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of people make that same mistake. And what people don't realize, of course, the first thought that comes to your head is you say, I want bigger legs, or I want to grow my glutes or my hamstrings or whatever, my thighs. And you say, okay, so if working out legs once a week is good, and if that's going to make me get bigger legs and glutes, then why not do it 3 days a week, or why not do it 4 days a week? That sounds logical, right? The more I work them out, the bigger they're going to get.
Yeah.
And that's what I did when I first started working out with my upper body. And of course, being a male, we don't want to have. We're more focused on a lot of times our upper body.
Right.
We don't want to have we're not concerned about having big glutes as males. We don't care. We don't want the peach.
Yeah.
We're not concerned about that. So I did upper body every day because the same thing. If this is good, then more must be better. I want bigger arms, so guess what? I'm gonna go in the gym and do arms every single day. But over time, you learn, and as you get more knowledge about it, and if you learn about muscles, your legs, they actually grow when you're resting.
I know,
right?
It's so crazy
Not
to think
in the gym working out. So a lot of people, they make the mistake of training the muscle too frequently, not giving it enough time to recover in between sets, and just too much volume when they're in the gym. Too many exercises for too long. So I hear it's have you experienced that doing high volume or spending, how long does it take? Or before maybe, what you know now, before you learn that?
Yeah.
What have some of your longest strength training workouts been? Because we've all overtrained at some point. Because when we first start, we're like, oh, this is fun, it feels good, this is awesome. I'm gonna stay at the gym for 4 hours.
Me?
You've done that?
Yeah, I've honestly done that, and I'm just going around to each leg machine and doing so many. I'm just trying everything out because I'm like, okay, I think the more exercises, the bigger my glutes, the bigger my legs are gonna be.
Right.
And then
that sounds logical, right?
Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah, the more I put in,
Yeah.
the more I'm gonna put out.
Exactly.
So you go to the gym for like 4 hours, and you come out, you're like, oh, okay, cool. I worked hard. I went to the gym for 4 hours today. My legs are gonna get huge.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's like, never mind. Now my knees just hurt.
Yeah, I know. 100%.
So it causes, it definitely causes overtraining. So you have to find the right amount of volume.
Right.
You have to learn. That's, like I said, that's a very, very common thing that I hear. That's why I want to talk about it for a minute. Is just overtraining, because, and especially with any of you ladies out there who are, trying to grow your legs and grow your glutes. If your intensity level is where it needs to be for a leg workout, believe me, there's absolutely no way that you can maintain that intensity level where it needs to be for more than an hour. There is no way. You've done a leg workout with me.
Yes.
Right? How long does it take? 40 minutes, 45 minutes?
45 minutes like max.
And you need a wheelchair after.
Oh no, I'm like done. I can't walk probably till Thursday, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, so it doesn't, if the intensity level is where it needs to be, when I hear about people doing legs 3 times a week and doing all this volume, like so many different exercises, it doesn't take that much. It really doesn't. So if you just, if you're doing more volume, then your intensity level's too low. If your intensity level is where it needs to be, then your volume is going to be a little bit lower, and you're going to get better results like that, and your joints are going to thank you for that, right? And that's what I tell people too, is like, they might be able to do that now, or later on, a few weeks later down the road, a few months, a few years later, they're like, well, I do that high volume stuff, I work out legs 3 times a week and I feel good, I feel fine. I'm talking about long-term longevity, when we're like 50, 60, I still want to be in the gym doing squats.
Me too, 100%.
So that's why I've just kind of trained and kind of learned to listen to my body and watch the amount of volume that I do. So